Black women, nutrition, and fibroids. This video is for you if you are a Black woman, if you are a Black mother, a Black grandmother, a Black sister friend. I want you to listen to this video all the way through, and I want you to share this video with other Black women. I'm going to share with you why we get them more and what to do about it, the foods to eat, and some of the simple things that we can do to prevent, to lessen the severity. So please listen up and share this video. This is one of these topics that, the YouTube algorithm decides what they're going to show. But with you listening and sharing, it'll propagate it so that more Black women can hear this information. I am Robin-Nutritionist. This is my 16th year. And although this channel is not just for Black women, this message specifically is for Black women. We're not the only ones to get fibroids, but we are the majority of those that get fibroids. It is said that 60% of us, Black women, at some time in our lives will have a fibroid. And then in that, 30% of the Black women that get fibroids are between the ages of 45 and 49. So in that perimenopause space. So you could have gone all these years without, and now you're in the pause space, and now here these fibroids come. Some of the symptoms related would be that painful bleeding. This is the thing, when we're in the perimenopause space, sometimes it could be perimenopausal related with these symptoms. But when you are bleeding so heavily, obviously, we have to check that out. So heavy bleeding, back pains, pressure around our pelvis, frequent urination are some of the symptoms of fibroids. But that heavy bleeding is certainly a huge one. Fibroids are non-cancerous tumors, but they are very disruptive to our lives. And we as Black women, there are three things that contribute more to our journey. One of them is our diet, our lack of fruits and vegetables. So the consumption of produce, and I'm going to share with you what foods that you can eat. So our diet, specifically the lack of produce, the lack of fruits and vegetables in our diet is a contributor, because on the flip side, the more produce that we eat, the better our bodies are. So the less severity or even the less cases, but that isn't always our truth. The other thing, so there's three things that contribute to our diet, the lack of fruits and vegetables. Number two would be our stress. That goes without saying. We'll just leave that alone. And then number three, our vitamin D deficiency. I'm going to go into that a little bit more, but the fact that we as Black people, Black women, are 76% of us are vitamin D deficient. So I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit in this video. But right now, I want to share with you the foods to eat. So these are simple strategies, the foods to eat and what to do. And I want you to share this video. All right, so what to eat specifically, these foods, I want you to put these foods in your diet on a regular basis. My recommendation, I did say who I am, right? I did. I think I said I'm Robin, nutritionist. These foods in your diet on a daily. So seeds, flaxseed, pumpkin seeds are phenomenal. I've done several videos about that, about these foods and why, but having flaxseed is phenomenal with helping with our estrogen and some of our hormonal fluctuations that go on, and pumpkin seed. So you can buy pumpkin seed in bulk. I don't know where you're listening from, but if you're in the US and there's a Sprouts, there's other stores, but Sprouts has pumpkin seeds. Flaxseed, you want to have them ground and put them in the refrigerator. I take flaxseed every day in a smoothie, 2 tablespoons. So flaxseed, these are easy things that you can do. Think about just every time you put something on your plate that you were including some of these cruciferous vegetables. So your broccoli, your Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. These are easy foods that you can just get into your diet. I love roasted cauliflower, and it's simple to pop in the oven and put some chili powder on there and just make it tasty. So broccoli's easy, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, some cruciferous vegetables. Also soy, so edamame, tofu, those are good for women's health and it's good for us. And we don't eat a lot of tofu. And I'm going to tell you that I don't cook tofu that well, but whenever I get a chance to get it, but I do take a soy-based protein powder daily to help with that. Berries, so your cranberries, your blackberries, your blueberries, get those in your diet. Also, you want to seed grapes with seeds. Those grapes with seeds mean that they're not tampered with, they're not GMO. You want grapes with seeds, which sometimes it's hard to find because they're tampering with our food, whoever they are. And the last recommendation is organic meats. Now, this is what I know. Those organic meats are more expensive than non-organic meats. And if we're watching our money and you have turkey that's $4.49 a pound, and then you have organic turkey that's $6.99 a pound, and you are watching your money, which a lot of us do, which I do, you have to say, shoot. And I have to do this all the time. Where do I want to spend my money? Because I know that I find money to do all kinds of things. And I have to think, you know what? This is my health. So I spend the additional, and sometimes it's really painful. With organic chicken, I am moving more and more toward all organic meats because I understand that those organic meats don't have any antibiotics, which tears up our gut, and no additional hormones. So the best that you can, and it's not always possible, and I understand that, getting in your organic meat. So if you missed the list, go back and listen. So every time you eat, Black women, put a vegetable on that plate, even if it's for your breakfast. I do a smoothie every day, and that's why I get the vegetables in. It makes it easy. But the value of the produce in every meal is so important. Here's another strategy I like to share is if you have a big, huge salad before your cooked meal. So a big salad with, raw broccoli or Brussels sprouts, cabbage and leafy greens and flaxseed and pumpkin seed and all those things before you have your regular cooked meal. That really helps. So uh, I say I'm asking you to, your strategy is just to have a big salad daily before you eat your big, larger meal, and just be conscious of your vegetable intake daily, not in a can, not in a can. So frozen vegetables are fine. Frozen broccoli, frozen green beans, frozen vegetables, frozen spinach is fine. So just try your best, do your best. And I will always be here to remind you because I need reminders. We teach that which we need to learn. So many years ago, God spoke to me and told me what I was supposed to talk about. I'm like, why? But by sharing it with you, I'm also sharing it with myself. So it's a daily reminder. Now, with regards to vitamin D deficiency, which is crazy to me, is research shows that it affects the fibroids, that those that are vitamin D deficient seem to grow so vitamin D deficiency contributes to the growth of fibroids. Studies show, I'm repeating this, the vitamin D deficiency contributes to the growth of fibroids. Okay, wait. So if we as Black women are more deficient in vitamin D, and deficiency in low vitamin D leads to fibroid growth, and we are the leading ones, Black women, with fibroids and fibroid growth, oh shucks. So what would happen if we weren't deficient in vitamin D? So this is, you got to hear me because I am like, so, well, just listen. When you go to the doctor, you ask them to run your vitamin D levels. Do not get out of there because for whatever reason, they, whoever they are, may not run your vitamin D. Now, if it's so critical to human health, which it is, why aren't we being tested? So make sure that you're tested. And if your numbers come back below 30, then you are absolutely deficient. Absolutely deficient. If your numbers come back between 30, like under 50, then your doctor is going to tell you you are fine. But your body is maximally supported when your numbers are between 60 and 80 range. So if you're under 60, I said under 50, but if you're under 60, between 30 and 60 or in the 50s, your doctor's gonna say you're fine. And you're not deficient, but it's like minimum wage. It's legal. You can buy stuff on minimum wage, but are you living your best life? Maybe not. So it's the same. Your body is maximally supported when you're in the 60 to 80 range, but not everybody's going to tell you that. And maybe you know me, maybe you don't. Do your research, right? I do. That's why I'm sharing it with you. So making sure that your vitamin D levels are in the maximally supported range. Your question is, how much vitamin D should you take? I'm going to link that video to this. How much? Let me write that down because I need to make sure that I link the right video. And your optimal dosage, because people want to know how much should I take, all of that. So I'm going to link that video so that you know what you should be taking with your vitamin D. So I'm going to repeat this. Those fruits and vegetables and your vitamin D and then that stress, I'm not going to even touch that. We're going to leave that one alone. But if we get to those two, we'll do so much better. So I want you to share this video. I want you to like this video. I want you to comment on this video. For vitamin D, there is a recommendation in the down bar, Necessary Nutrition, which is the company that I manage. We produce vitamin D3. That is our top supplement that we recommend. For that reason, God again spoke to me years ago and said, I want you to make sure that Black women know how important vitamin D is and how deficient we are. So I'm asking you, well, instead of going out to wherever you may go, go ahead and go in that down bar and get yourself your vitamin D, your necessary nutrition vitamin D. I recommend getting it with D3 with K2 because K helps to make the vitamin D more effective. There are videos around here about why the K. But you wouldn't take the K with the D if you are on blood thinning medications or you're on dialysis. But other than that, D3 with K2 is more powerful for your body. But if you're confused about should I get the K or not, just get the necessary nutrition vitamin D just by itself if you have any confusion. But you can get that information from the down bar. We have to be our own advocate. If other people are not telling us this, as you know, we Black women, we Black people have, the highest health disparities in all the things for so many reasons. So the strategy right now for you when you're listening is just simple. Just get a little bit more produce than you were getting in yesterday. Get your vitamin D in. And I also take produce in capsules to help bridge the gap. I'm eating produce all day, but I can't get as much as I need because we need 7 to 13 servings, something outrageous, and it's very difficult to get that. So I supplement with encapsulated produce. I'll put that information down and you can look that up. But the thing that I want you to do the most, the call to action, get more produce, eating it, adding a little bit more than you have, even if you didn't do any, now do 2 servings. If you did 2, do 4. Number 1, get your vitamin D in your body. If you don't even know where you are, that's a whole nother story because I want you to get your vitamin D checked. But right now, maybe you don't know where you stand. Then with your supplementation with necessary nutrition, just start off at 2,500 IUs. That's a fair mid-level amount. And then when you get your vitamin D levels checked, And then you'll have an idea of where you are and what you need to do. And you can reach out to me. Once you get your necessary nutrition vitamin D, you can always reach out to me. Let me know where your vitamin D levels are, what your test results are, and I will support you on understanding where you need to be with your dosage. So get your produce in, eating it. Make sure you're getting your vitamin D. Supplementation is where we got to go right now. It comes from the sun. Our melanin, as beautiful as it is a barrier to that happening. And so tell a friend, sister friends, about Black women and fibroids, your nutrition. You heard the foods I mentioned, get those in your diet, get that vitamin D in your diet so we can reduce our cases, we can reduce the severity, and reduce having to have hysterectomies. I think that's all I'm going to say about that. The information in the down bar. I think that's all I'm going to say about that. I feel really passionate about it because when I read it, I'm just like, what? WTF? Like, what is going on? And who's going to take care of us if we don't? All right. Peace and blessings. This is Robin from Necessary Nutrition. Let me know if this video was useful for you and any other topics that you want to know about. And I'll talk to you very soon. Peace.